Phyllis and young and restless Sharon were both imprisoned together after much conjecture about their captors. The name of the kidnapper was revealed to the fans, who were completely caught off guard. Alan Lauren was not even on our radar, so why did he do it? Keep reading. We were nothing short of flabbergasted to see Traci's new fans, Alan, pull his cell phone out of his pocket and discover that he was the person watching Sharon and Phyllis on the video feed. This meant, of course, that he was the diabolical captor who had torn them from their families and locked them up. In that moment, our hearts shattered for Traci, who was at that very moment crying tears of happiness at the athletic club as she shared her engagement news with Jack. The revelation came as a shock. But looking back, we anticipated this development. It confirms our long-held belief that Alan is really Martin, barring a mental break for the former. The tragic loss of his brother. But it begs the question, why would Martin abduct Phyllis and Sharon? And why would he care whether they reconciled or harbored animosity towards one another? He has no idea. Phyllis and Sharon, who hardly knows each other, the answer to that question is shocking and terrifying. We know from Alan's previous accounts of his twin brother that Martin reveled in playing the role of a renowned psychiatrist for the thrill of the challenge and the satisfaction of successfully pulling it off. As we discovered when Martin deceived Ashley into thinking he was her close friend, in light of what we know now about Ashley and Alan's deceitful behavior, it is evident that he not only tricked the abbot into thinking he was Alanin, but he may have done something during their first meeting in Paris to send her into a downward spiral and bring out her alters. He eventually convinced her to enroll herself in a clinic abroad in order to receive treatment for a childhood trauma, diverting her attention away from him as he pursued her sister. Meanwhile, Ashley failed miserably in uncovering this horrific event from her past, leading us to question its existence and whether it was merely another example of Martin's manipulation. Whatever the case may be, it's evident that Martin enjoys challenging himself by manipulating people's minds and emotions. He's doing it with Sharon and Phyllis. But why would he experiment on two women he doesn't even know well? We can only speculate that it stems from Sharon's unfortunate encounter with him, which piqued his interest. For those who've been watching The Young and the Restless, Martin initially met Sharon when Traci introduced them at the athletic club. At the time, Sharon was visibly disturbed, thinking she had murdered Heather while still under the influence of her PCP. This intrigue only deepened when Alan was asked to conduct hypnosis on Sharon in an attempt to assist her in remembering on both the night of Phyllis's accident and the night of Heather's death. He seemed captivated by Sharon, her mental illness, and her complex and unpredictable relationship with her longtime rival Phyllis. It is reasonable to assume that this fascination was the driving force behind his decision to take action. This insane game that Martin wants to play with Sharon and her nemesis is his way of testing his ability to pull off the apparently impossible. Get his rivals to put aside their differences, form a team, and not only survive, but also discover a way out of the language experiment. It is possible to deduce his driving force from the voice's employment of challenge and game elements across these sequences. However, it is truly disturbing to think that he has subjected these women to mental and physical torture, treating them like lab rats, all for the thrill of it and to satisfy his twisted ego. Perhaps there is more to the story, but that will have to be revealed in due course.